one. Where is he going?
What's up with it?
Don't play her as the jet when it. Now he realizes it's going to be out of four.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back for day 2 of Valorant First Strike North America. Today, we're looking for that new fire as we got 2 more quarterfinals coming your way. As always, I am flanked by Vansili and Veli, the Omen and the Jet to my Cypher. Gents, hoping for a couple closer series today because yesterday, Envy, TSM, man, they just stomped their way to the semis, Veli.
It was like watching Shaq dunk on kids, right? It just wasn't fair. Hopefully today we get some 2-1s. We go to a third map, but I feel like ultimately, like what I'm really excited for, Dash and Vans, 100 Thieves versus T1. I can't wait.
That will be the second series of our day. But Vansili, before we get to previewing the 2 quarterfinals that we do have on the docket for the day, I want to discuss those victories from both Envy and TSM just yesterday.
Sure. Yeah, it's been amazing. One-sided. I mean, when you're looking at Immortals, they wanted to throw something off the curve and try to get into rushing the A site 12 times in a row, but it didn't pay off. Envy just looked dominant on that series, on that map. We saw maybe a little bit of a comeback from Immortals on that second map, but in the end, Envy just proved to be stronger with the fragging power, and TSM for sure. It's been one-sided the whole way with Renegades.
Oh, yeah, and talking about Envy, I'm telling you now, Mame, he was a silent assassin. Did you guys know that he had the second most kills yesterday? Only 1 kill behind Wardell at 35. He was phenomenal, a 1.67 KD, and it was all through defensive op players where he was really shining. We saw them go to Icebox, we saw him in the back lines, and he wasn't an initiator, so to say. He was in the back lines picking off heads to help his teammates advance and get the win. It was beautiful to watch, and this team, they're just grinding off on all cylinders.
Yo, Silent Killer is the absolute best title to be handing over to Mummy because I'm remiss to say we didn't necessarily catch that kill marker, that kill threshold that he had hit just yesterday, Vansili. We had so many more eyes on players like FNS and Food for their play.
The thing is about Mummy, the silent killer that we saw on the defender side, especially on Ascent, was due to the fact that he was getting a lot of exit kills at the same time. The reason why is because Immortals did a very good job to punish Envy on the 4 spies that were getting onto the defender side that didn't work in their favor. So by keeping the economy low, by not allowing Envy to retake the sites, they were able to make that game closer. But Mummy, he's getting those kills as Immortals is chasing after him. So therefore, at some point in the matchup, there's a turning point where the economy comes back for Envy, and that's how they were able to win it in the end.
I do like, though, Veli, that you... Oh, get in here.
I'm gonna throw this out there, Dash. I'm sorry about that. I saw an interview from Run It Back by FNS. He said they had no idea what Immortals were doing on Icebox. So the fact that they dominated him like that, it says a lot about his IGL leadership.
Yeah, without a doubt. And as we talk about the star-studded roster of Envy, there was that stat you threw out. There was one person on TSM who was able to snag the kill leaderboard, that #1 slot for the day, and it all came from Wardell. Let's talk TSM.
We talk about that meme of Wardell don't miss, but just look at him, the way that he played it. He had a 6-kill differential, so he was on fire this whole matchup versus Renegades. He was barely missing. He had a great support factor behind with Sabrosa, with Drone. They also had multiple X kills. Look at this one, the ace coming in from Drone. They just look on point, but not only in the fragging department. I think the practice that they put for TSM overall, they look like a composed, aggressive TSM lineup. And I'm looking forward to any team that wants to match up against TSM, they're going to have to play 130%. Because when I was talking to Coach Jay yesterday, he said you got to play 120. 120 wasn't enough, it seems.
Yeah, Veli, I think the scary thing for me when I take a look at those replays is all day yesterday we were criticizing teams for running straight into TSM's big strength, right into the op scopes of Wardell. And then the first time they go to the other side of the map on B site, it's Drone coming up with the ace. So how do you break this TSM squad?
You can't break, well, you know what? You're going to have to break them by everybody just shooting straight. But it's not just that. It's harder than that. You're going to have to execute. We saw what happened in the second map. The pinches happening around showers. The clutches by Sabrosa. Sabrosa's a bully, by the way. That 1v2 that he won on B site should have never happened. Man. And it just seems like TSM, they're having such a great day. But there's 2 players I'm going to give a lot of love to. Cutler, and hey, like they have been so on point in helping out their team with so much utility. TSM, they're a full roster now. It's not just a one-man army.
Now, those were our first looks at both TSM and Envy yesterday. We also got another first look, Vancilia, our first look at Skye in competitive. What were your first impressions of this agent?
We definitely got to see her on Icebox. That was a little bit left to be desired, but definitely on Bind, I saw a lot of good potential. I think that her kit is very good. The way that TSM used her with the Trailblazer, in combination with the Jet Dash from Wardell going into hookah control, into Hall's control. We're seeing this one too, where they're actually having the guiding light coming out of hookah to be aggressive out of fountain. That was from Renegades. So I think there's a lot of great combinations that you could use with Skye, but I think she needs a little bit more playtime for that to be developed. And I think eventually with that, she might be an agent that's going to be picked more than Sova on certain maps like Bind.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And so,
once again, go Valley.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm excited, man. You take a look at Renegades and you can see Breach matching up with Skye. There's just so many variables you have to consider whenever you have Skye on the map. But for her to be in TSM's lineup to where they're able to utilize that triple duelist setup, the aggression is just more than ever. You got the flash confirm, you got the team heal, and also you send the dogs out for intel. She does it all.
All right, well, those are the two series that are in the rear view mirror. Let's take a look at the ones that we have straight ahead of us. We've got Sentinels versus FaZe Clan, followed by 100 Thieves versus T1. Reminder, rather, that the order of the two series was flipped from what was originally scheduled, so just be aware of that. Make sure you tune in at 1 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/Valorant_esports_NA and youtube.com/ValorantNA to catch all the action. Gents, this entire tournament is about celebrating the best of the best teams, but not just the best of the best teams. It's also about the best of the best players. And so today, headlining one of our matches is Valorant's rising star in Sentinels, Sinatraa.
I saw Valorant, right? Like people playing the closed beta, all the hype around it. And I saw it and I definitely wanted to play it. It's just something I would grind. And it's also a game like I know I wouldn't be the best at instantly. So that also makes me want to grind even harder.
Sinatraa is the Overwatch superstar, right? He is from the other side of the pond. I'm from Counter-Strike, but I've heard his name a lot.
Sinatraa saves the
Sinatraa with the ace on map.
from Sinatraa really making an impression early on in this game.
The first year of Overwatch League, when I was on the Shock, I played pretty poorly, like for my expectation. So the next season, I just wanted just drop the ego, focus on the grind, practice more, especially with the new coaches coming in, teaching me more about the game, more discipline stuff, teamwork, and I just stuck to it, and then somehow got MVP. I'm not sure how, but I don't know. It was a roller coaster. Definitely a lot of emotion when we won, for sure, because that season was a grind. It definitely felt like a dream come true. I feel like I accomplished like what I can in the game. Just lost that like grinding mentality. Didn't want to like be a letdown to my team because of that. Like I'm not there to just collect the paycheck. I was pretty nervous changing games. Definitely had thoughts of failure in my mind, but the worst thing is like regretting not doing it. So I just took the chance on Valorant.
Sinatraa, when he first started playing, we were pugging against him a lot, and my first reaction was, this guy's not good. He just made a lot of mistakes. Like, he was very readable because he just pushed, and you could just hold a corner and he would just swing into your crosshair and kill him.
So I'm a bit perplexed by that C-long push from Sinatraa.
But he evolved very fast.
All of my life I had to grind. Go and find the next totem pole to climb. Roll the dice up, my soul was in a bind. And ever since, my providence been so divine.
It depends on what game you played, like how big the switch is. Mine was definitely like polar opposite game. Like you're respawning in Overwatch, you're non-stop moving 24/7. Valorant, you have one life per round. You have to hold an angle, like play really patient most of the time. I mean, sometimes you can play really aggressive. I tend to play aggressive because of my like Overwatch nature. I'm always the first one in.
And this is taking nothing away from Sentinels again. Pacey piece from Sinatraa. This guy on the entries is just unbearably good.
But I'm not just like recklessly the first one in. It's like a methodical madness.
Aldrun from Sinatraa will see that. Yeah, the Aldrun sees Skadoodle.
And also sometimes I can play really slow. So it's good because it makes me pretty unpredictable.
What? Sinatraa, you psychopath! He drops down to hell.
I'm shocked because he's so impactful in the most structured team in the world, which doesn't seem like it would be possible in a game like Valorant. But he knows how to pick and choose his spots on when to be very aggressive or when to use his ultimates.
But Sinatraa says, worry about my ultimate.
In his early stage of his career, he put in the hard work. I think that is what propelled Sinatraa into this success that we see him at now.
Sinatraa being Sinatraa finds the frags.
By Sinatraa again.
What a shot from Sinatraa.
Sentinels, oh my God, have a star.
I'm very happy with the jump to Valorant, and I'm glad I took the leap.
From Overwatch to Valorant, self-proclaimed methodical madness, Veli. What are your thoughts on Sinatraa and the rest of this Sentinels lineup?
So starting off with Sinatraa, and I'm just going to go out and say it, Sinatraa is my favorite, and to me, I think he's the best versatile player in the game. You catch him on Raze, Jet, Sova, it doesn't matter, but it's not about his versatility between the agents. This is versatility in playstyle, the fact that he's able to speed it up, get in your face. We all saw that Raze push, but also as Sova, he's able to get intel, push in very strategically and smart, and secure those 1v1 wins, and it just helps out the team so much, but it's not just him. I love Sick as well. He's another versatile player on that roster.
Exactly. You were talking about versatility. You said Sinatraa. For me, I believe that it's definitely going to be Sick. He plays 4 different agents as well, looking at Sage, looking at Raze, Phoenix, and also Breach. So he's going to be the type of player that's going to put a lot of fragging for the team too, because when you're looking at the scoreboard, he's very close to Sinatraa in that fragging department. So those two together with the map pool that they have, Sentinels, they're looking good to move very fast and very far into this bracket.
Well, let me come back at you with this one then, Vansili. If you've got 2 incredibly versatile players on the side of Sentinels, where does FaZe Clan attack? What is the approach here for FaZe Clan on the day?
What I really like about FaZe these days, and lately looking at the qualifier from the UMG, and even Rock has said it, and I spoke to Marv, is they want to play their own game. They don't want to try to anti-strat. They want to be that aggressive play style that they have. So to stop somebody that's aggressive, let's pull our own aggressive players. They have Baby Bay and they have Corey. Corey has sick aim. Baby Bay has that aggressiveness, and is able to win those 1 versus 1. That's going to stop Sick and Sinatraa.
1:30 left on the clock till we get to the series itself. So I want to come to you, Veli, as we get map select up onto the screen. It will be Bind as our first map. But remember, there are only 3 maps in this series. What's your take on what we see?
I think Bind is a very smart pick for FaZe. On paper, I would tell you Sentinels takes this 2-0. But Vans and I were talking this morning, and he said, you know what, if they take it to Bind, we might see a map 3. FaZe in the close qualifiers have a 75% win rate there. Sentinels, 33. That's going to be the X factor. But then after that, Sentinels, they can just snowball away. 100% on Split, 75% on Haven. If FaZe legitimately want a chance at beating out Sentinels to cause the biggest upset in this bracket so far, I think they're going to have to get a 2-0.
Vans.
When we looked at Sentinels before, I haven't seen a good Sentinel since Pop Flash, and that was, in June. Looking at the qualifiers, they didn't play too well, but I believe that Sentinels could definitely come back swinging into a tournament that matters going into First Strike in these playoffs. But they're not as invincible as they used to be on Bind. Like Veli said, a 33%, but 2 of those games went into overtime, so it was very close. I'm still going to have to give this 2-1 for Sentinels.
2-1 from Vansili. Veli, are you sticking with that 2-0 or with the Bind? Are you going 2-1?
It's a 2-0.
It's a 2-0. Well, I got a split desk. You know, I'm hoping for full 3-map series this all day long. The casters are ready. The team's are ready. It's my turn to hand it over to 2 of my favorites, Rivington Bislin III and Golden Boy. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Dash. We are about ready to get back into the games, into the cast. I'm Riv. That's Golden Boy. And we heard him talking a little bit about maps, Golden Boy. Ascent was taken out of there for FaZe. It's one of the maps they've been coming up on, and the percentages seem to be in favor of Sentinels, but you see a path to victory on the other side.
Yeah, I was actually doing some VOD review this morning, and my big takeaway was that the path had to have been with Bind. No matter what, FaZe needed to take the Bind. They knew they needed to go there because their win rate on that map has been fantastic. 10-3, 77%. And here goes your Agent Select presented by Verizon as we're starting to see the lock-ins come through, and I'm loving that we're getting that trademark Sinatraa on Bind. You saw a little bit in the package where we talked about Sinatraa. It's nice to see it here being implemented as well. And Shazam actually is going to be opting for the for the Sova, which goes about on brand for what he usually does on this map.
Sure. Yeah, I basically we're going to see Sinatraa set up shop in Hookah. If that's the way he continues to play it, they are going to be on defense first here. As we see still on the other side, I think FaZe is taking some time to discuss what's going on. Zachary is that Cypher you're going to see for the team. Sometimes throw some Killjoy in there, but the flanks for Cypher to be held here on Bind is just a little too important. Waiting for that lock-in as they chat this one down. I'm excited to see both of these teams go at it. So I think Sentinels has a bit of that strength and just where they come from, their background, their history, but can that be matched with what FaZe is trying to bring to the game? If you don't know much about FaZe, your attackers going in are going to be Corey and Baby Bay. Behind them, Marv calling some shots, and you'll see him close to the action too. He's been on point lately, and I think a lot of the reason we're seeing FaZe get attacking side percentages at a higher win rate is because Marv is in the game and everybody's just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, Marv contributes so much to that FaZe lineup. And when I saw this team come together, there were two things that were evident to me at first. One, it's going to take time for them to be able to become the forces that I know that those four players coming from Overwatch are capable of doing. But also that Marv was going to be that voice of reason and help them out. I'm also glad that they've made the changes that they needed to make. They started to put certain players on roles where I really felt like they needed to shine, like Baby Bay, for example. He was playing Cypher initially because, as I had heard from multiple people, they just didn't have a Cypher, so Baby Bay's like, all right, I'll just go ahead and take that. He's the kind of player that needs to be in the front lines, and hopefully you're going to see that here. But Sentinels, they ain't nothing to mess with, so it's going to be a tough one for FaZe.
All right, we will see Sentinels on that defensive side here to start. FaZe working towards short. Doesn't look like they're going to split too much here to start things off. They do have the traps close to themselves, so it looks like they want to commit and be in the A side as quick as possible. A little frenzy fire between two Azams. Takes down Baby Bay, and he didn't have much action behind him because of the gate, because of the hold here. And it is just a swarm of defense inside by Sentinels, but FaZe seemed to make it in.
Yeah, and they were really relying on that push coming in from Showers here. A nice shot from Marv is going to be the headshot that they might need. And now we're looking at a situation of a 3v2, and they do have the bodies to be able to take this one. They're going to go for that plant, but they need to be careful here because the swings are going to happen, and there it is. You think that you're going to get the comfort to be able to place a spike, but it is not going to happen. Not against it.
The beginning of a lot of Bind pistol rounds can either just be the hookah hit or U-Haul. U-Haul, U-Haul, U-Haul. That's when it feels safe to do anything in A, and it's actually quite hard to take back unless you have a retake like this from Sentinels.
I'm actually wondering why, Rivington, they did not opt to just hit the teleportal, you hear me? My God, lol. The portal and go over to the other side, right? Why continue to take that fight? With not a lot of space. But in any case, so here, anti-eco round now for Sentinels. They should be able to lock this one up quickly. Curiously, how FaZe is going to play on this, and it seems like aggression is going to be the name of the game.
Full clear by that Roomba. Looks like they'll just blow up a little bit of utility, and there's Sinatraa already in position. Looking for a few kills right behind the gate. Actually wastes that clip, and he's not going to be able to get two as he gets hit by the splash from the grenade of Corey. And now it looks like Hookah may be the take. A bit of rotation coming in from Sentinels as they're moving quick here, and it's not going to take very much more as Shazam picks up the Ghost 3K and a Spectre for himself.
Statistically, that was never really going to favor FaZe all that much. And with the way the Sentinels play, a very disciplined approach, I was not all that surprised. That said, though, now we're going to get some big boy guns online here for FaZe. And this is really going to tell us what their game plan is, right? I don't think that they're going to give us everything out of the gate here, not in round 3. But it does look like we're going to get some lurk by Zachary on Showers, and then a 2-2 split here on the B site.
This should be good if he was able to push up, at least gets camera, so he may be able to say alt or priority towards showers. He doesn't know there's 2 though, and that's a pretty big focus. I like the traps actually they have set up there on the A site, so they can push into showers, they can prioritize, and then have a retake pinch from both sides if Sentinels does want A back, and FaZe gets in. It looks like they're favoring B with that spike being down so far, their Golden Boy.
Yeah, well, as of right now, I mean, at the right side of the screen, though, Zachary is still patrolling around in the backfield, partly because he was expecting someone to push up. That camera was there to protect him and give him that knowledge. But Dapper has a plan of his own, and he's actually going to be in showers with Zombs currently. This could be problematic for Zachary, who's trying to get a clear here, and a paranoia could actually be the difference. And there goes the paranoia to force him out. And a smart use there of Cyber Cage to bail out. While that's going on, pressure on the short side, but Sentinels were ready for it, and they responded in turn.
And look at that, Dapper and Zombs. The pinch again from showers that couldn't fully be cleared, and 6 able to get the rotation back over. What a defense for the first gun round to come in and quickly shut down FaZe. You get a flawless by Prime Gaming here, and we'll see it once again.
That certainly was flawless. Sentinels didn't give a lick of information to FaZe to be able to operate off of. So they were hoping that Zachary got something going on shower side. And while, granted, he did get some movement and he got some utility out, it wasn't enough to stop the push, or it wasn't enough to allow them to freely get on because they were able to just stop them easily.
No more charges.
Oh. Push down, B long. Sentinel says we want info right away. Spike's quickly picked up by Rocket. CC goes to join the team again, and it looks like it'll be him and Corey hanging out by Hookah. Sinatraa pushed up, we'll see 2, and he says we're gonna back off for now and play a little bit more defense after adding this initial pressure.
Ooh. Big kills there for Zachary and Marv. That's massive. Now they should be able to get on site. They'll also be able to get some guns too. And they'll have the numbers advantage. So a free plant here by A. Well, not necessarily free in the sense that they didn't do much for it, because they had to do a lot to make this happen. And there's Marv, ever reliable at Heaven to support. Sinatraa, though, looking to take space instantly here. And Sick, you know, Sick is, I think, one of the best players, if not the best player in the game. His agent pool is ridiculous. So the fact that him and Sinatraa are still alive could be bad news for FaZe if they're not careful.
That was a little dinky. I love that you say that, Golden Boy, because when we saw the team talking about Sick, the Swiss Army knife of that squad, he can do everything, and they love to see him alive. They love to see him as the last one, and he's able to get so many damn kills while doing it. And obviously, like you said, Sinatra's on the other side, so thank you very much.
That's why. That right there is the reason. I'm a huge Sub-Rosa fan just because I've always appreciated the way he rifles. I'm a big Asuna fan, always praise him. You know, there are a lot of great players, but there are a few players that really excite me, like Sick. And
absolutely.
It's for that reason right there. Like, yeah, you know, it looked like it was a bad situation for them, but the fact that Sinatraa and Sick as a tandem were able to execute there, mind-blowing.
And touch on that Swiss Army knife comment about him. You know, the team says it about him. He's got the Sage, he's got the Phoenix, he's got the Raze. He diversifies that agent pool so well when the team needs it across whatever map they're required on. Now, coming into the 5th round, this will be another pretty strong gun here. Baby Bay does save that econ, has the operator. This could be huge. We should really see no other action before Baby Bay might get a shot off, might figure out what intel they're going up against before they get in there. They're going to do that now with a drone. We'll see if this can be followed up. A very patient round for FaZe here. They know it's getting stressful, in this game against Sentinels is going to be hard. That's what's on their mind right now.
Yeah, it will only get more challenging from here, Riv, because at 0-4, you lose this one, you're right back where you started. The economy is not in your favor if you keep cycling losses like this. It simply just will continue to snowball out of control. Now Sinatraa, as he waits inside, does make contact and sees him, but Raucus was there to just cut him down to size instantly. But a Hunter's Fury in response is going to try and quell the stop here. Shazam is able to get a big connection there onto
huge.
Marv.
That's so big.
Exactly, and try and even things up.
Sinatraa peeking out there before it was all contact coming from Dapper's camera. Really didn't need to happen, but 1-for-1's now going to mix things up. We'll see if the showstopper can make it work.
Spike planted.
And it looks like it's held now just for a little bit of displacement of where Sentinels can be coming from. A fire towards spawn. He finds Shazam! Ult for ult, and he gives him back a little bit of his own medicine on the round.
Sick is looking for the target here. Does he end up locating it? And it does.
Oh my word.
Landing a huge kill on the Baby Bay. Now Zachary, as he picks up 2 kills of his own inside of Lamps, it is just going to be left down to Sick, but Sick could very well clutch it. He's going to go in for this, but there's a Hunter's Fury to slow things down. Time continues to tick. He cannot do it. As good as Sick is, that was going to be a tall task to ask of him, and that is going to be the round. FaZe finally get their first on the board, Riv.
Golden Boy, this is one of the things I love about Valorant. It looks like a swing. How many more rounds is Sentinels going to get before FaZe can come back? And then you forget rounds 5, 6, 7. Ults are creeping up. Things are going to happen, and that's when the strategies can be executed. And we saw FaZe getting in and out. Ultimates becoming a huge part of that round. And then picking up their first one to stop the bleeding here. Now coming into round number 6, FaZe have their first.
Yeah, ultimates aren't, you know, the be-all, end-all like they could be in some other games, right? But in Valorant, especially certain ultimates like Sova, can create so many opportunities for your teammates to be able to hold around. And you saw the patience of the showstopper there. Expect to see more of that as this weekend continues on. But we're going to go right back over to Zachary, who continues to work this A side, A showers. Baby Bay has been quite cold with the op as well. I am going to expect him to start to turn up the heat in a little bit because he is a big factor for why FaZe had so much success in the qualifiers.
And does have a bit of half armor on this light for his buy. Ops are getting expensive now with their econ. The round 1, though, does help quite a bit. Marv has an ultimate, so they can work around the map. Zachary has that Cypher ult as well. Currently looking at Sinatraa, as he could pull off a play here if it feels like Sentinels is getting pushed back a little too much. FaZe feels like working slow helped the last few rounds, so they're going to see again if Baby Bay can get this operator into action, and then they take that advantage.
Yeah, I like that they also sent out a look with some of those dark covers too, right?
Yep.
Baby Bay in this area is going to continue to prompt some communication from Sentinels. You know, Sinatraa along with Dapper just saying, hey, we're hearing some stuff over here. And that's why Shazam's going to make his way around and try and support. But there goes Corey. And now they actually pulled 3 bodies over to the B site. A prime opportunity here for FaZe to attack this. Zamzo still alive, still going to be a problem inside of Lamps as he manages to get a kill against Marv.
One of my biggest notes for Zams is his sight hold alone. One and done positions that he makes 2 or 3 kills before anybody else on the team can get there. Maybe happening here as he's playing contact off the right and the left. They take it together. Sinatraa and Zams take U-Haul control. Now it's up to Corey as he's getting bounced around. Blast packs are out to try and deter shots here coming from the showers. And can it be up to Baby Bay's off? A few more as Zams gets a 3rd kill on the round, and they're forced to save. What a retake by Sentinels.
Yeah, that whole fight was won in the Lamps. It's what I love about this game, and will continue to love about this game, is that, you know, those small interactions, they provide so much context for the broader round. Yeah, you know, Corey had a moment there to be able to make like a god tier play.
Yeah.
It just didn't have the resources to be able to do so. Once Corey dies at the L box, Baby Bay loses all of those advantages to try and clutch this round up for his team. And the smarter play, walk away with the operator. Might as well hold on to that cannon for the time being.
The strong ult too from Sinatraa, even at the last, right? Baby Bay takes a shot on a real agent, and that becomes a much more winnable round. So everything just kind of leading to having to save. Corey says we'll start off round 7 with a first blood. Sheriff shot to Sinatra's face. That's a huge kill to get this round going.
What's insane is that this happened last time too. They are great on the eco. Like, Corey with anything is nasty, and Baby Bay getting his first frag of the match, by the way. So if that gives you a little bit of pause, it should if you're a FaZe fan, but that's what you need. You need him to start heating up, and this is the round for them to do so. But Sick will get penalized as he marches his way through Lamps, and there's the Cypher ult to give all of that information. They're going to go right back over to A, and Baby Bay, 2nd frag. It's a land, it's a hit. That's what they need.
You can see this was not around Sentinels was ready to lose anybody that quick on. They were scattering to get back into position. The rotations allowed U-Haul to be taken over. What a fantastic round by FaZe. And Corey opened this one up, then the backup on Baby Bay. And like you said, that first frag, it is important, Golden Boy. It's a confidence frag. A lot more usually follow after that.
Shazam was looking for anything that could be coming through the exits. Obviously doesn't want to give them guns for free. You never want to do that. So, you know, you'll take away one of those kills. Also gets him a little bit closer to Hunter's Fury as well. Always a plus. But FaZe will get their second on the board. And, you know, it doesn't shock me that it's happening in these scrappy rounds because FaZe, for as long as I've been watching these players play in Valorant, they're a scrappy team. They manage to put rounds together in situations you normally wouldn't expect them to.
And they do seem, even taking out Sinatraa, they do seem to be favoring A on the side of FaZe. Traps are consistent with the way that Zachary's placing them, the kind of defaults. He may switch it up this time if they're going to keep pressure over. Yeah, they will, because they actually have their pressure, and looks like Spike will go A, saving one Cypher trap. But Spike's going to be on that side anyway. So it looks like we end A this round and get info at B for FaZe. We'll see how they work that.
Also depends, too, what the mission here on this side will be. Removing some of this utility, the trap wire is down. I think the orb is pretty juicy there. I'm sure they would really like it.
Hello.
Yeah, so they're just going to bail. And they're actually going to try and challenge this one outright. I really appreciate Corey going for it. By the way, Corey did tweet today about his crosshair and how people could judge him. I think the crosshair looks fine, Corey. I'm all right with it, brother.
Cover going out.
I missed it. I'll have to pay attention next time.
It's just like a big one. It's a big crosshair. It's a little bit bigger than I'm...
The big chunker.
Yeah. At least it's not that abomination, that square abomination I've been seeing Sideshow rock in our games. It offends me. It's like these cross-hatched...
People like the square.
I can't even.
I like the ones that look like Mech Warrior from like 1990. Anyway, he's coming in round 8 here. Not a lot of action other than the orb grab over towards that. A. Oh, no. That's a bad spot to be. Gets smoked in hookah, and FaZe executes on B beautifully. Wrong about the A hit here, Golden Boy. I was way wrong as they slow work it towards B, and these slow rounds again paying off for FaZe against Sentinels.
Well, this shows us that FaZe clearly have been putting in the work. You know, when you're going up against Sentinels, there is no world where you could just wing it, right? This team has won too many events. They've had so much success, and there's so much talent on this roster that you need to have a deep playbook. So for FaZe, being able to slow work this round the way that they are, everything that I'm seeing right now from FaZe is extremely impressive from them. But Sentinels, you know, they're doing the thing that we know that they're capable of doing, and that's shutting down FaZe in those really fast-paced and intense rounds. So FaZe decides we're going to shift things up, we're going to go a little quieter, and we're going to see what the results are. And so far, it's so good.
And that was a bit of my question for FaZe, right? With I kind of mentioned it yesterday as an overall, with all of these skills being combined here.
Big.
Oh my word. And the questions keep getting answered, Golden Boy. With all these skills being combined from different games, how are they min-maxed? Who's kind of aggressive play style is going to work better? Like, we've seen Sinatraa come out huge, but the aggression can sometimes bite you in the butt, right? And then the aim and everything else that FaZe brings together as a whole has really started to show me that they are a team to be reckoned with here. And it's going much different than I expected, and that's awesome to see.
Yeah. And I didn't get to cover it beforehand, but unlike yesterday, I feel like today is the day where we are going to see a lot of surprising matches. T1 and 100 Thieves, that's going to be a wild matchup. Stick around for that one, 100%. And this one, too. Not a shocker that we're getting what we're getting here. 3-5 scoreline, FaZe looking pretty decent.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to put some pressure here at B Long and see what they're going to be able to pull away from this.
Absolutely. You know, to add to that, like FaZe understanding the big flanks, right? Mid-round stratting, kind of calling again. It's definitely things you have to learn over time. And expert teams and teams that have been doing it for a while will be able to take advantage if you're messing those up. Here, FaZe seems to have everything shored up as they once again try to take that B side. I said they were favoring A, and now it seems like they're going to test Sentinels once again at that B. Rotations now coming in from A. FaZe has full coverage here, but Sinatraa and Dapper making sure that FaZe can't make it easy.
Yeah, and that is a brilliant play by Sinatraa, a swing around the corner. Just that one interaction, that one play, and the fact that he still is able to hold on to this gun, so problematic. But Corey is going to be alive, one of the best aimers that I've ever seen across any game. But as good as his aim is, it really won't matter when Dapper shoots you at the side of your head. Sentinels will go up here by 3, and a brilliant hold on site, and it's because of this play from Sinatraa, right? The swing, and they were right next to each other, and he just took full advantage of the spray from that Phantom.
I don't always run in there, but when I do, they're flashed, basically. As you were saying earlier, there's a method to my madness, Sinatraa says, and it definitely seems so. So Sentinels now start to stop that bleeding that was happening over from FaZe. FaZe with a great amount of rounds, a good amount of econ, and they are back in. We do see Baby Bay not with too many frags here. Still FaZe working it slow, looking for Baby Bay to be one to open and entry the round. But also, as I said, Corey could be the other one on that docket. Tagged and almost shot again. Shazam just wide, as it's a good dodge.
So we didn't really talk about it, but Sinatraa busted out the trusty Odin. And
oh, he does have it, yep.
Yeah, the Odin playing by the tin can like that could be quite helpful to them, but what is also helpful is how Zachary is putting pressure on the shower side of the map. They're now going to try and burst out through the doorway. Dapper with 30 HP has so much work ahead of him, and Zachary has been clinical this round. But what does Sinatraa do with this tank of a weapon up here in heaven?
He's got full util pretty much.
Spike planted.
Spotted out so they know where he is. Hopefully displacing somebody by L box, but nobody's gonna move it. Oh my word!
I knew it was gonna happen, man.
Yeah, you saw him setting it up, making sure nobody would peek him from L when he started to spam. And looks like he comes out with the run it back now. How far can he run this one out? Gets himself in a position, but bench is gonna be his death as Corey's on top of the wall and finds one onto Shazam. That's going to be a tough ask for an Odin on 3, and Corey just takes him out with a Vandal shot to the face. Beautifully done by FaZe to start going back and forth in these rounds on Bind.
Yeah, the Odin pickup was more of a concession on B site. Yeah. You saw where Sinatraa was holding that on top of the can there, where if they pushed in, he had just a lot of areas where he could just wall bang through. But then after that, like, you know, once you're going in for a retake, I don't know if the Odin is like the best case scenario there, but we're getting some success from FaZe, and it's really just coming from a lot of the work that Zachary is doing on the right side of the map. I thought he wasn't getting much progress before, but he's been doing decently, and here comes Sinatraa once again. That aggression at B short, it is a thing of beauty.
He's gonna get a quick heal up. Firewalls himself, as we can see it ticking up here. Oh, I like that. Fakes the leave from Hookah, is going to stay in. Does Marv bite it?
No.
Nope. Not at all.
Not happening. I appreciate the 5-head play, though. You know, I really do, but it just wasn't happening.
Rockets now right there on the back. Looks like they're actually going to want to take this. Give me a corpse. He finds that on Sinatraa, and they're going to be able to read this one. Do they still commit here? Just towards the back of the site, a spray goes through, and that may change their mind for a moment until some more util can tell them what's going on.
And they know that they're going to have to deal with Dapper in the back line here, and I just don't think, yeah, he was not in a position to be able to handle that effectively. So they'll get this spike down over here at B.
Spike planted.
Sicken Zoms. Not a lot really in the inventory. One paranoia that Zoms could potentially use. So the dark covers the break off Hookah, and then he's more than likely going to hit that. Yep, right here, the paranoia, and then here comes the push. But what he wasn't prepared for was the fact that there was a player behind him when he exited from defender side, and Sick is now just going to be trapped here at elbow with really no options.
Oh, Raucous ready for the peak, and they were ready at every angle. An almost tied up first half here. From the attacking side, FaZe is finding their way through the defense of Sentinels time and time again. Let's see here this last play as Raucous hits true. Just at 66 health on Sick. So, one last one. Kinda could, maybe not. 7-5, 6-6 is pretty much the same thing going into second half with I think the way these teams are playing. Obviously, if it's a different score line, but I think second half is just going to be just the same unless Sentinels comes out with pure aggression.
Okay, well, we'll see now what we get for this last round of play. We got double op here. Raucous was the initial opper for FaZe when they had announced that roster initially.
Mm-hmm.
So they have this, you know, on I guess in their sleeve, but curious on how they're going to try and execute with this. We did get a lot of double opping back then, back when the op was a little cheaper. You were seeing it happen so much. But now we got Baby Bay here who's crept around this corner. Zom's with the dark cover on the other side just to give some pause. And they're going to let them think that this is going to be a free entryway here. They have some Cypher utility as well to assist. Once Baby Bay goes in, you should find him on the right side, and there you go. Oh, boom, that's gonna sting. Oh! 4 kills coming in here. Sick is actually gonna take himself out while taking out Corey in the process. But a big round here for FaZe as they could tie this one up, but coming from the shadows, it's gonna be Dapper. One more player in front of him, and he's also cautious about anyone that could be popping up from the flank here. Oh, but Zachary, he might just try and peek through this. Huge! But then Sinatraa trades instantly, leaving Raucus with an op. No option. See Sinatraa. Where is Dapper? Dapper knows where he is.
You say no options, but he's got 2 options. He grabs another one. The Vandal's not going to help him out, though. 7-5. Sentinels do find a bit of the advantage here, and we'll see. Like I was saying before, that may not matter. If the pistol round's here by FaZe, that could easily even out, and they could carry a little bit more. But this becomes so tough on the entry. I feel like the last round of that first half is either a run and gun or it's a creep forward until you might see someone's shoulder, right? Like we just saw.
Yeah, and you know, in reflecting on the compositions that they're running with here, this is why I like Phoenix on this map, because, well, for one, you're going to get those safe flashes. That would have been, in any other instance with a Phoenix, that would have been a safe flash, and then you could challenge that fight. Zoms dies, and then you just continue to march on towards site. Without that, you know, it makes things a little bit more challenging. But I do like this composition here on defense, and we'll see how this all plays out as we get some early aggression out of FaZe, and some information certainly has been gathered.
Yeah, a lot of damage has been gathered up as well. Sinatraa already forced to heal, a little bit of util out, still have his curveball though. Is Zoms, he may be the last or the first in, depending on whether they use his body as a sentry. Sick falls to Baby Bay. Here's the push. Like I said, somebody's got to be aggressive to start this off, and it looks like FaZe took that. And they will bring it to Sentinels. There's Marv coming through, kills all around, and that's going to be the Prime Gaming Flawless coming in from FaZe on the second half.
Brilliant pistol round there for FaZe. This first interaction for Baby Bay onto Sick was pretty big. I think that Sick was not ready for it and sent that nade out in anticipation, or really just to hold him off. But what you don't think is a psychopath running through a grenade. Is that something you would always think about, Riv?
I love it.
It was brilliant. Baby Bay, that's the kind of guy he is. Just holds W. He'll go for it.
Like, let's go! Getting pumped. All right. Will they even it up here on this next one? Spectre is pretty much all around. You are going to see Baby Bay stay with that frenzy bonus so he can look for the economy of an op in a few rounds. And we'll see if they can back him up as well heading into the site. Shazam and the rest of the team say, not much for us, thanks. If we had it last round, we'll have it this round, along with our signature spells. Oh.
A little trouble in paradise, though, unfortunately. Baby Bay does go down. We'll see how they try and play around this development here, but with Zachary just holding in the back line, he'll be the one to make that contact first. They're still going to hold the line on each side, which I do appreciate because you have so much time left here. There is plenty of opportunities to be able to move around this map. You can commit if you want, or you can double back over toward A, but if they do, they will be running into Marv. So the commitment here on B site is intelligent. Zachary with a connection as soon as he makes his way out of hookah. Another one there for Corey, maybe 2 here to boot, but it's instead you got Sick and Dapper working together, getting those frags now. A 2v3, but the bigger guns are going to be on the side of FaZe, but it seems like it doesn't matter when you have that many shots beaming right at you.
Yeah, Zachary now in the 3v1. Tagged right away. Fight with the dart in ya. Just go for it. Almost takes a blast pack quick. Not too much damage. Yeah, you won't. And this is always such a tough angle. You don't know if they're B-main, hookah, hitting in the cubby. There's one, and it's going to be a peek by Dapper off contact onto Sick. They end that one, and he says, yeah, right, Cypher, I'm better. Coming into this next one, Golden Boy, it looks like Sentinels could feel pretty good after that one. 8-6 here. FaZe was not able to keep it going after that pistol. And Sentinels doing what they do best, is coming back in those rounds where it looks like they shouldn't.
Yeah, we'll see now what the game plan is going to be here for Sentinels. Some attention will be put toward A. I did like at the start of that round, they used an aggressive camera. I know this sounds like a weird phrase, but we've been seeing a lot of camera baits happening more and more lately, where people would just prioritize like the camera first before and taking it out, but then they were like pushing up through short. I want to see a little bit more of that. We're actually getting even more aggression here. Oh, this is a really smart play by Marv.
You did it!
They have no idea that he's there. You're still going to have to check that corner regardless. But, peekaboo. I see you. Marv, the nasty shot. Brilliant trade there by Shazam, though. Now he'll pick up that Phantom and put some use to it.
Yeah, very big frag, and it looks like they've deterred Sentinels from wanting to keep heading towards that A site. So they start to rotate over. Still have quite a good bit of cover here in terms of Cypher traps to get them in safely, out safely, know they won't have anybody behind them. So they have some time to work with at 40 seconds. They may just wait for these Zom smokes to come back up before they make a move.
Yeah, they're most definitely going to want
to
use that, but I guess not. Sick actually is going to be right in front of the fray here. And they have the guns to be able to do this with a lot of confidence, which is the reason why you're seeing this push happen the way that it is. And they'll get B easily.
That's a good point. I like that choice better. Why smoke? Why allow the rotation of pistols to power themselves more with a few more coming over? Get in as close as you can and know you're going to win that firefight with a better gun.
Yeah.
So just the creep in here from FaZe. Dodges out, but they do see Cypher by City, and that could be bad for Zachary as he almost takes a few spams to the face. And this is all but over. Maybe. Spoke too soon. Get some armor, get some ammo, get some damage. A few more Sheriff shots could count. But just the classic follow-up wasn't gonna be enough. Zom says 2 more for me and a Sheriff, please.
Maybe a swing with a stinger could have been beneficial for them there, but with the classic, that is what the classic's brilliant at, right? That right click and you get a brief, you know, like your heart skips a beat, right? And then if you're a FaZe fan, you're getting a brief sigh of relief, but that is just not going to result in anything that could benefit FaZe there. So Sentinels now still up by 3. They're maintaining this lead. Credit to FaZe for remaining extremely competitive in this. This was the map that I felt FaZe needed to win if they wanted to take this series 2-1, which ultimately, if FaZe were to win, that would end up being the score line. Baby Bay has to come online, though.
He does, and a lot of times, you know, it is true that being at the bottom, there it is. You ask, they deliver. Being at the bottom isn't bad because you can be offering utility and things in other ways, but as a duelist, you want to get those ult points. You can't always be in the spot to farm orbs at the beginning of the round so you can run out different strats. And if you're not getting Blade Storm, you're not being that effective. So seeing him get kills now is huge for FaZe. They continue to open up as Zachary comes out of showers, and now U-Haul has quite a bit lit up here. See if they can
the amount of bodies inside you, oh man, you know you don't want to deal with that. Stare right at them as they come through, but here come the kills. Only player left alive there was
Don't put all your eggs in one U-Haul.
Yeah, and it will unfortunately not work out for you. You should have rented a bigger truck. Yeah, FaZe, a good response there. And Zachary, again, I've been extremely impressed by Zachary this whole game.
Absolutely.
Getting effective kills for his team and keeping them in the rounds time and time again. I feel like you really got to give him all the credit, and not all the credit, but a good chunk of the credit for what we're seeing the scoreline be right now.
So you're already taking some away from him.
Well, you know, I don't want to give him it all, right? It is still a team sport after all.
You got to give it. There's more rounds. There's more to be given in this situation.
Yeah,
That's a quick ultimate from Sinatraa going down. Run it back, could get painted. And it looks like Sinatraa will fall early. Showstoppers left. A lot of chaos here on sand outside of Hookah. And it looks like Corey, or Sick rather, wants to take over and have the last say on this. No damage onto Baby Bay, as it looks like fizzling out for now. We'll see how this pans out overall.
Still committing here toward B. One player by Garden. Shazam making magic happen as he takes out Baby Bay, but Corey's going to be lurking there. Does manage to get a kill onto Dapper. Watch out, though. Those blast packs will take you out if you're not careful, but it'll certainly be Zom's Phantom that gets the job done. As soon, though, as Sick exits out of Hookah, Raucus was waiting for him in that corner, and you always want to check that corner, and I think that maybe that Hunter's Fury could have come out to be able to assist a bit sooner. Either way, though, Sentinels, with 2 players left alive, they're still in this one.
Shadows traveling.
There's a lot committed to this round for Sentinels right here. If they actually don't get this, it could be tough. Oh, chuck it. Just give it to me. They know he's in. All right, so they know how one's being played. This could actually be a spam in, but he's going to take the shot towards Hookah. Does he stop planning? No. Shazam's going to plan. Has about 10 HP to his name. It's just going to be a jumping classic. But Shazam gets the 3K, and now it's the 2v1. Oh! Raucus goes down. Shazam comes up huge with the help of Zoms.
7 health points. That's all Shazam had. Look at this. Look at this. So right here, right, Zachary, and I'm not, you don't know exactly what they're going to have unless it was communicated to you, but all it took was just one classic shot and Shazam would have been dead. Then Raucus just needed to deal with a player that would have jumped out of Hookah to have to fight for that defuse. Oh man, just the agony that you must be feeling for FaZe here.
Revealing area.
What a play. That's what First Strike is about. The IGL, the Calm Cool collected Shazam coming up huge, knowing Zoms was there over his shoulder as well. And that is one that hurts FaZe. The kills they got. And like I said, Shazam and the team used so much on that round. Costly round in utility and everything else. So for them to get that pays off big here. And it looks like they'll be able to start off an eco in their favor as we come into round 18.
Lots of information has now been gathered. Zachary with a Sheriff will need to do some magic here. Perhaps this could be it.
Cage trigger.
As he's going to work inside of the cyber cage here, protect him as well from some of these flashes. But look at this quick aggression starting to come through. And the added protection from that second cyber cage could have helped him, but just the sheer numbers that were flanking him at that time, it was simply not going to be a reality here. And once again, Sentinels poised to be able to take another round and go up here 11-7, unless some shenanigans happen here from FaZe.
Definitely worth to get some armor if they can. Anything helps when you're getting this close. 7-10, looks like it'll be 11 after this, which puts quite a bit of pressure on. Not gonna find it. Across the map, the kills are found by Dapper and Shazam as they pad the econ a little bit more. So it looks good for Sentinels to take some risks. Full econ out, which makes these rounds hard. We're seeing a good bit on the side of FaZe. And full utility is what I want to say, not full econ, but full utility is going to be there. So it will be a round they can combat, try their hardest, and defend on what Sentinels has been bringing on this attacking side. I said aggression is going to help Sentinels here, and they have been able to bring it.
Yeah, and that aggression is run counter to what Baby Bay has found success with in the qualifiers, and that's why you're seeing him not be as big of a factor here.
They seem to have his number, Golden Boy. He just can't get like a good position to find his game.
Yeah, it really is problematic here. And now another problem situation occurred there for Corey. He was going to be tucked away. Shazam just wins that one outright. And that's just a demoralizer there, folks. That hurts if you're Baby Bay. Now Marv, 1v2, still doable with 3 HP, still doable with 3. Actually, scratch that, 1v1 now. Apologize there. Zachary was going to be the hero. Didn't see him in the overlay, but hey, it ends up working out.
That was a gross shot. That was both by Zachary and Shazam. I was just kind of speechless, but coming in through here, Sentinels is looking angry. Shazam says draw. Nope, gotcha. And these 2 teleports here from FaZe, or Marv, the second one called, is he see the oh, he sees him left shoulder and out, okay. Still, great spam, love it.
Yeah.
And then through the box again, it's just all about spamming. Spam it up, love it.
Yeah, the benefit there was that Zachary was alive, right? You know, really like him being alive in the position where he was backhand. Had he been an elbow, I still fear here for the team. That said, though, now it's just another rough spot for Baby Bay to be in. Dueling Hunter's Furies as well.
not Baby Bay's day, Golden Boy. That just becomes so tough. Corey answers, though, makes it a little more promising for the team as they're going for a default plant. B main is the hold. 3 from elbow. Can Sentinels come flying out? The gate's going to go down to give him a little more entry room here. Oh, sorry, can FaZe come flying out? Sentinels now holding that defensive position.
Oh, Shazam's in a good spot. Actually, the whole team is in a great spot with 3 players bursting out of that. It'll be difficult here, but Marv still manages to get a kill, even though he had 2 guns looking at him, and then Sinatraa just swings like a psychopath, and that's going to give them match point.
Calculated psychopath.
Oh, calculated insanity.
I love that he knows he's going wild, and he's saying, no, there's a reason behind everything we're doing. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it. Shazam 19-11 right now, 16-14 Sinatraa right there. Everybody sitting up over that double-digit club. And it's been a little tougher on the side of FaZe. The opening kills for Baby Bay coming in from the attacking side weren't given. Sentinels weren't peeking. Now that he's on the defensive side, Sentinels are like, I think this dart will find him. He's dead before he can even react because Sinatra's rushing him. Somebody else is already on him. Sentinels' kind of strat here has been to shut Baby Bay down, and he has a Bucky this round.
Yeah, and they've accomplished that task in spades, for sure.
Yeah.
This is looking like we're going to get even more aggression right out of the gate, right? Dapper just walks freely right inside of Lamps. He knows that their guns aren't going to be good to deal with this, and he will continue to stall this one out. A valiant attempt by Baby Bay, but it is just not going to amount to all that much. Sinatraa does not get the kill with the run it back, but deals a hefty amount of damage there to Marv. Now we're going to have 4 players left alive, and everyone's going to be banged up as Corey swings, gets the kill. Watch out, Shazam, though. He's down to 37 HP, and everyone's just worse for wear here. They're getting all beat up. It's a slugfest, and that's why the spike is going to be taken all the way to the B site.
They signed a contract on this one. If you walk into U-Haul, you must be pressing mouse 1 the whole time. That was intense, Golden Boy. Spike's going to be planted here at B. A nice switch by Zombs. And again, they have the B main hold. Nothing to wall that off, nothing to smoke that off right now. It's only the camera for Zachary on the retake. They may be able to use that to get an idea of how to play this. But it's the HP is not looking good for either side, really. Better for Sentinels, though.
But what they do have is a paranoia. The moment the movement happens, expect that paranoia from Zombs, and that is going to be a determining factor here. Once they hear noise, it's going to connect onto Zachary and Corey. It may not even need to happen. Oh, wait a minute, though. There goes the paranoia and the swing. The swing happens, and unfortunately for Sentinels, but a big shot there, and there it is. Final clutch by Red Bull. Oh, Sinatraa, what a closeout.
What a game for Sentinels there to start this series off. And we are seeing a lot of life from FaZe here. Sentinels bringing out the patented strats from Shazam on the attack side, able to make it work. But I'm excited to see what we get from FaZe here in the second map.
Yeah, this was the game that FaZe needed to win, though, Riv, because
that's a great point.
If we just review their split percentages, 86% win rate in first strike alone, 6-1. FaZe, on the other hand, not the worst situation, 4-3 with a 57% win percentage. So it's not like it's a doom and gloom for FaZe, but if you've been following this Sentinels roster for as long as we have, you know that Sentinels are really, really good at split.
Yeah.
So I think that this is going to be very challenging for FaZe to try and overcome.
All right, well, let's see what Dash Vans and Veli have to say about that game before we get into the second one.
Thank you very much, Riv. I've got a feeling these guys are going to agree with what Golden Boy just said, because Vansili, it was you who said with Bind in the map pool, that was FaZe's best opportunity at taking a victory and maybe giving us that 3-game series that we were hoping for. And yet, Sentinels are able to edge it out. It was the closest and most competitive map we've had so far in the tournament, and yet the top seed still takes it.
The only negative thing I think was for me for FaZe going into this matchup is FaZe often have a hard time starting out their matches too, starting out the series. I wish Blind maybe could have been that second map where finally they wake up and then boom, it's time to go. Because when we talk about slow starts, it was a very slow start for FaZe in this first map. It only took round number 5 off the back, or round number 7, I think, off the back of an operator that was saved from Baby Bay and Sheris. until they finally got the first round into the board, or the first kill coming in from Baby Bay, and then catching up into that first half 7-5.
Yeah, I think, Veli, that's where I want to start with you as we take a look at our map highlights brought to you by Prime Gaming, is the fact that it took until round 7, that op shot, the first frag of the map for Baby Bay, for FaZe to really kind of find their stride. If they had found it a couple rounds sooner, maybe we're telling a different story here on the desk.
It's not about Baby Bay starting off the game hot. It's about the team as a unit winning rounds so they can get their economy up. They needed their money and they needed their guns. The fact of the matter is, you look at round 3, FaZe got their guns and they lost big. You take a look at round 4 with 4 sheriffs, they choked a 4v2. Baby Bay and the rest of those players weren't able to get the ops or the weapons that were needed. But flip it around, Dash, and look what happened when Sentinels had an eco round. We saw everyone go hookah, and they won with classics against SMGs and rifles. That's not supposed to happen. And when FaZe was mounting that comeback, it's like, okay, that's halted immediately now because Sinatraa, Sick, and the rest of the boys, they have their rifles. You got to do better when it comes to those pistol rounds. I know people don't look at them so important whenever you play ranked and whatnot. It's the most important thing in competitive play. You got to set the tone.
And when you talk about those mistakes, the mistakes of actually losing fights from classics from hookah into the B site, I think the other big mistake was at round number 17, a 3 versus 2, when they actually were coming back on that retake with Shazam so low on HP, Zom stuck in hookah. They have all the information of where those last 2 players were at. But when it comes down to Zachary trying to chase after Shazam, he was chasing after him with a classic after running out of bullets with the Vandal trying to go for the wall bang instead of going for the confident kill, the sure kill, coming off the kill around the corner of the tub to actually get the kill right away. It was just so many mistakes happening there. I think there was some jitters definitely for that team.
I mean, that was a big 4K clutch, as you mentioned there in round 17 by Shazam. And honestly, a player that we weren't talking a ton about leading into the matchup because more of our focus was on these 2 guys, Sick and Sinatraa, who still put up solid numbers. But I think all said and done, Sentinels as a squad really performed here today, Veli.
Well, you saw the trust that they put into each other, right? So there's a mantra that is like that they follow where it's like, you win as a team, die as individuals, whatever. And the thing is, whenever we saw that 2v4 with Sinatraa and also Sick, the one thing I really like about Sick is how aggressive he is with the frags. Now, the fact that he got a double kill right in front of Sinatraa to help him out when he peeked around U-Haul, killing both of the players at default to get to retake, it just shows what type of presence they have on the map. No matter how many times that they really clutch at that map, it just shows that even when Sentinels are down, they still find a way to win.
Now, one other minor thing that I want to talk to you, Veli, specifically about, and it's minor because I mean, maybe you'll tell me if it had a big effect on the game itself. Zoms on the Omen instead of the Brimstone. Now, Omen is the more played agent for him across all maps, but specifically on Bind, we're used to seeing him on Brimstone. Do you think that caught FaZe off guard, the agent switch up?
I wouldn't say it caught him off guard. I just think it helped out Sentinels more, to be completely honest. Now, you take a look at the tool set between both of the players. Okay, Brim has the long-lasting smokes. He has the microwave that pops out the Skye, which is great for retakes, by the way. But when you switch that around with Omen, you get a Paranoia, which helped him out when it came to attacking B-Long, where he got a kill. You have 2 smokes that recharge over time, and also the Shadow Step. You're able to change your distance to help yourself get out of bad situations. Zoms and his versatility and his style of play where he could get out of messy situations, and especially during that clutch round that I was explaining earlier, the fact that he's able to stay alive for so long on site with Omen was such a pleasure to see for Sentinels.
2 players I want to talk about on the side of FaZe. First and foremost, continuing the conversation around Baby Bay, Van Silly. Like we mentioned, it took until round 7 for their first frag to come through, but you saw the impact when the kills do start to come from that op player on the side of FaZe. Man, the permission they had to go forward was that much greater.
Definitely. And when Baby Bay, when I saw him doing very good on the attacker side with that operator, it was against T1 on Ascent. He was just holding that W, getting those entries necessary, playing with that confidence. And I don't think I was able to see that from Baby Bay right now. And due to credit from Sentinels, though, I think studying how FaZe plays a bit, they played that a lot more passively. They didn't want to fight back versus Baby Bay towards the defender rounds. Baby Bay actually had to be the one that had to aggress on the defender side to try to get those entry kills instead when FaZe were playing defense. You saw the success that he had with the operator on defense moving down towards Long B at Fountain. That was 2 rounds that he was able to do that. But on the attack, Sentinels did a great job just to keep him at his ground and not have big impacts going into the rounds.
Baby Bay, maybe somebody
I'm going to have to
get in there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree just a little bit. I love Baby Bay's aggression, and kind of like against T1 that you saw, I remember that Ascent map. Take a look at the big rounds that they have in the first half, okay? Yeah, Baby Bay dashing out of showers. The refrag happened once he got into sight. You take a look at Baby Bay, B along him, rushing down and taking care of Sick, even when the nades were thrown at him. The aggression is what they need. It's just the whole team has to pick it up. I want Baby Bay to continue to be in their face.
So that's what I'm saying. It's working well for them on a defense, but I think when they're trying to get entries towards the offensive side, towards those sites, Baby Bay wasn't able to get those entries. I remember that one round where they were having 2 operators, actually, I think. I saw Ruckus, and then I saw Baby Bay with an op on that round. And then they tried to keep Sentinels towards that B side, trying to keep them honest. Then Baby Bay is slowly walking into that A side. So without any executions, you have FaZe trying to walk very slowly into the site, and the angles that Sentinels had, they had a guy inside the closet behind the towel boxes, and Baby Bay, his barrel stuck out first, and they get the first kill. So like I said, they didn't give those opportunities for Baby Bay to get the first frag.
Let's put the spotlight on another FaZe player here. This one, Corey, I'm going to drop a couple stats on you guys. Statistically, the best performing individual in the game from the losing team. 383 combat score, 1.63 KD. I don't think we saw at one point that the kill number was up there, but I did not realize statistically how good a performance he had put up on the race here in this first map. Veli, I mean, he's going to have to continue to put performances up like that. Is there any more we can expect from this guy?
I mean, just continue doing that. I mean, we all saw both of the raises popping the O's at the same time with the showstoppers. I believe it was Corey that killed himself, but still at the same time, he's able to apply so much pressure. We see the late boom bots coming out of hookah to make sure any type of intel is there for him and his team. And he's able to finish up kills. This FaZe matchup, even though I called it a 2-0, I still believe that they have a fighting chance. Now, coming into this next map, though, they're going to have to play lights out just like that T1 game.
Corey, just keep playing your game. You're doing just fine. You just need the other ones to step up a bit. And I saw it from Marv. And if he could continue it up on that second map, maybe they'll have a chance on the second map.
FaZe going to have their work cut out for them as they move to split on the next map. It'll be Sentinels on the attacking side to kick things off. We're heading to a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's Valorant First Strike North America, Riv, and Golden Boy. We'll have you.